What's good, YouTube? Today we're going to be checking in on my OG innovative deck for Edison format, which is, of course, the AMARYLLIS plant deck. I guess, like, it's basically like a turbo strategy that tries to go through the... It's like Vayu Turbo, but plant stuff, actually. Now that I think about it, it's kind of a lot like that. But you have the separate sort of equip spell stuff going on, and you're just trying to mill the Amaryllises, get your whole titanium looping set up, play very aggressively like that. It's this deck's gotten reasonably popular lately. I think it is pretty well positioned within the meta. It can struggle with the Blackwing matchup if you don't draw the right cards, I guess, which is an issue, but I think the Frog and the Vayu matchups are really good, which is one of the big reasons why people choose to play it. So this latest build, I just decided I wanted to see, like, if I could make a version that, like, didn't play counters and just played as much good stuff as possible, because a lot of the builds look kind of wonky to me. They're playing, like, Lilas and Debris Dragons and friggin', like, the random one-off plants like Lord Poison and Botanical Lion. I decided maybe instead of that I could just try, like, hamsterfying the deck. I don't know if that's better. But I'm trying, like, triple hamster. Same concept as some other decks where it's just like you want to mill a lot, but you don't want to go full Lightsworn with it. I mean, you can go full Lightsworn with this deck, and it's not terrible, but it hasn't worked out for me as well as, like, the more standard builds. So I think this is kind of a neat middle ground we can go with where we just max out on Hamster. Hamster's just, like, a good card. It's a +1, and you can use it to help, like, tribute these big guys if you happen to draw them, because we cut some of the more, like, we cut Card Destruction, and we cut the Phoenix Wing Wind Blasts and stuff, and just played more generic traps. So that's kind of the build we're working with. It's, like, very, I wouldn't say standard, but it's, like, you know, it's just good cards, Amaryllis stuff. So that's basically what it looks like, and we're going to see how we can do with it today. Okay, so we played against two kind of wacky decks, honestly. We ended up playing against, like, two weird, like, Lightsworn stuff, high roll. I don't know how to explain it. I think they were, like, definitely odd builds. They weren't, like, pure Lightsworn or anything. They were just, like, well, one of them you're going to see. But this deck is Christia Swarm, but with Cloudians, which is, like, pretty cool, I guess. Pretty based, honestly. But yeah, you're gonna see what their deck does. I think they flip up the Storm at some point here. So they mill a Cirrus Stratos there. So I think they're playing this, and I saw them playing the Hand Rip one, and they're also playing Storm Dragon. It's basically like just a whack Christia Sworn build. Very cool. Here they go for Catastor, but of course they did so using my Necrogardna, so we can just stop this and then make Mark of the Rose. Unfortunately, they do happen to have Mirror Force there, which is it's definitely rough for us. It's definitely rough for us, but that's okay. We can go use our Hidden Armories in main 2, get both those equip spells to our hands. So yeah, now it's just like a matter of time until we get to go off with these. They summon the Cirrus Stratos, which doesn't do anything right now. It's just a 900 dude that can't be destroyed by battle. The fact that they can't be destroyed by battle is actually kind of annoying sometimes. We Typhoon, it's a Compulse, but, like, you know, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to hit in for a ton of damage, and we're still sitting on this mark, and we're basically just going to win. So the Cirrus Stratos, they decide to kill it to avoid taking damage. Obviously here we just hit in, negate that, set. They go for Storm Dragon Caius, but this basically means they're dead next turn unless they have a Gores, which they do not. They just have a dead Christia on their hands. So we're going to be going to game number 2. Game number 2, what happens in game number 2? They, like, go first. They've Charged Trooper, so their hand's pretty... They've Charged Trooper Orange Light. Their hand is pretty solid, and Christia, yeah. Their hand is very solid. We go for Card Trooper off the top. Our hand is pretty solid as well. Nice rip going second, drawing that Card Trooper, and then I think we set the Torrential. I think we misplayed this game, if I'm remembering correctly. Not on this turn, though. This turn, we make a pure genius 5 billion IQ play where we play around the Orange Light, and it was, in fact, there, so it's a good thing that we did play around it. Here they go summon Storm Dragon. Okay, whatever. I think we set. And then in this position, I should have just Torrentialed here, because I knew they were going to have Christia, too. So I don't know why I held it, but yeah, we lose because I held my Torrential. If I'd fired it off, we might have just had a shot to, like, clap back with Mark of the Rose. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. I was just thinking maybe they don't have it. That seems, like, weirdly greedy, but yeah, so they summon Altus here. I think this is the Hand Rip one. I think there's also one that pops Spell Traps, but I don't know if people play that one. I don't know. I'm not a Cloudian expert. Like, actually, it wouldn't be weird if I was, but I'm not, obviously. So here we go in with the Brain Control Plague, and they actually Necro Gardener the Goyo, which I'm not sure why they did that. It didn't seem like it really like protected anything. They're just like doing it to not take damage, but they're on 8k life. So here is where like them being indestructible by battle is pretty annoying because I can't out any of this stuff, so it's just gonna clear my thing. Fortunately, the Mirror Force goes hard here. Yeah, they have Card Troop again, so they get to draw one, but the Mirror Force definitely doing it for us. They're also on Salvage, which is pretty cool, I guess. Adds back all the Cloudians. Here we're just going to hit in and then set some stuff. Okay, they set Raikou. We try to Raikou their Raikou, and they Orange Light. Kind of rough for us getting Orange Lighted there, but it's not the end of the world, maybe. Here I was terrified, actually, that they had, like, Christia on top of Brain Caius. But they actually don't. I mean, we could have potentially counterplayed into it with some of the... We could Mark, take Christia and stuff, but it would have been annoying at the very least. However, they don't have Christia, so that just kind of makes life easy because we just take their guy, go DDR, and now we have, you know, lethal through their non-Gore's hand. So that was that one. And then the other match we played against was this like Dark Gaia Turbo draw thing with the Lightsworn engine. So we just played against like two Lightsworn decks that are like trying to activate all these charge things. I should have judgmented that, or I should have just held my judgment forever, but I do this like weird indecisive thing with my judgment in this game, where I like don't negate the first draw spell, but then I do negate the next draw spell. I think I dust shooted the wrong card too. Like they had 2 level 8s. I don't know why I took the Lava Golem. Should have maybe just taken the Raikou or something. We run into Rinya, and I'm like, oh my, all right. So here is where, yeah, I should not have Solemned here. I should have just done that earlier if I was going to do it at all, because now we're in this awkward position where we have to Torrential or we're going to die. So we lose a bunch of our stuff. Okay, we go Summon Card Trooper, mill Amaryllis. That's very nice. They're going to kill our Card Trooper. We draw into Foolish, and then I Foolish, send Necro Gardener. We bring back Amaryllis. And then this, I'd make a completely stupid greedy play here where I just Gardener this attack when, like, I'm perfectly capable of just yoinking this with Mark of the Rose, Summon Plague, make a level 6 Synchro. But for some reason, I'm like, no, I must protect my Amaryllis. And now it's like, man, it would really suck if they top-teched another Dark Calling, so I have to do this weird play where I brio my own thing to try and dig for some disruption, and then I don't even find it, so it's just, like, pointless. I mean, they're gonna die if they don't do something. They can get Gaia play. This technically protects them, but it's going to die because they're out of rocks. So we can just switch all our stuff past this thing's going to die, and then they can't even summon it. We flip up the hamster, and they just concede because they don't have a Gores, and the Amaryllises, of course, when they attack direct, they basically do 3,000 damage each. So here, they're going to go summon the Aaron and pass, but we have some nice cards here. We got to trade in with the Amaryllis into a Lone Fire, into Summon Titanial, into just run this thing over, because I don't believe this deck plays Honest. I'm not sure. It probably has room, or probably could play Honest with how many Lightsworns they play, but it might not have room, actually. So here we bring back Amaryllis, but as you can see, the big thing is we've sided into this Royal Oppression, which I think is actually kind of an underrated side deck card in Amaryllis. It basically turns off your DDR play, which does suck, but, like, your Amaryllis burns still do 800 under it, and it's super important, too, for, like, coping with Glad Beasts, or, I don't know. It's, like, probably not that big of a deal, since Gladiator Beasts aren't really played, and that sort of thing. I think X-Saber also, like, destroys this deck, too, because of all the tokens. And the Amaryllis, they just run them over with the Full Helm and get infinite pluses and stuff, but, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Oppression, actually. It's, like, good, and you can definitely get away with siding it, especially in this hamster build, but it might not be needed. I'm not really sure. We get Lava Golemed. So they actually had a nearly sick play here where they Lava Golem my Amaryllis and then JD me, which I guess this wouldn't necessarily have won them the game, because we probably would have just brought out Amaryllis' next turn, but then we just have Oppression and their turn is over, so... Actually, they could... Oh, no, they can't normal summon because they Lava Golemed me. I was thinking they could summon the Lila out this, but then actually we have Titanials on the board too. They just need to have Heavy Storm, and they did not have Heavy Storm, so unfortunate for the opponent there. I guess the Royal Oppression looked really good in that game, though. But yeah, that's the, I don't know, my latest build of the Amaryllis deck. I mean, I think this deck's pretty solid. Any way you want to build it, it's honestly pretty solid. The, like, core package of, like, the milling with the Amaryllis and the Equip spells is just super insanely strong into a whole variety of different things. Of course, spamming Titanial just, like, owns a number of decks, like I mentioned. Mainly Vayu and Frogs get absolutely dumpstered by that. So I think it's definitely a good option in the metagame right now. But anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments section. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.